Weed?
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
What's
weed?
Yeah, my boss is a fan.
Okay,
so.
I'm not. I'm gonna because in my line of
Wait,
work.
you're not a fan?
No, I'm saying.
I'm just playing.
That's a good one. That's a good one. So I'm not. I'm gonna talk about all the weed that
There you
I
go.
possibly can smoke.
And I'm gonna ask a few questions about it, I guess.
Oh, for sure, man.
I don't know. Who knows?
Ask me, man.
Well, I guess that's what it is. Because black and ugly as ever. However, I say Houston down to my socks. Do I have socks on? No, I got on loafers. I'm adulting today. Yes, it's Avery, like a very nice guy, a.k.a. Carlton Banks, failed producer, whatever you want to call me. I sell cars too, you bitch. Also, here with my brother, nigga I just met, Just Devon.
Yeah, that's me. Hi, how's it going?
He doesn't even like it. Yeah, one of the greatest writers that I've ever met in my entire life as well. He's a newscaster. He's also a boxing legend.
Have you met any other writers?
Yes. Why can't I be happy for you?
No, I'm just saying. I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't think like if
why can't?
Oh, that's the greatest astronaut I ever met. But it's like I ain't never met no astronaut. So
why can't I be happy? You wrote. I read a lot of your articles on allhiphop.com. SOHH.com. You had like a couple there. Yeah. Also, you write for the Houston Press. Also, you have a professional life that we talk about, but
we're trying not to talk about it. We're trying not to talk about it. Not on camera.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And we got a special guest. Every guest is special, but this one's especially special because he has a luxurious beard. And what'd you say?
Do.
Your voice. You have a great speaking voice.
I have a great speaking voice.
See, and
I do.
The energy, the vibes, if you will, the vibes in here are like really dope. Yeah, I did.
Right.
The vibes.
The vibes are dope.
They're here, man.
Yeah.
Like an Instagram girl.
Boy Dru.
Vibes.
Boy Dru, man.
Drew.
The
Boy
charm
Dru.
guy.
Boy Dru.
The charm god.
The charm god. Explain the charm god, brother.
Well, some moniker I picked up from being a ladies' man at one point.
Mm-hmm. One point.
So, a chick told me, she was like, you're so charming. You're a charm guy. I was like, that shit's dope. I'm going to take it and put it on records.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're not a ladies' man anymore.
Nah, I'm married, man. I got a wife. I got kids.
Life.
So, yeah, life, man.
100.
Yeah.
100.
I mean, don't get it fucked up, though. I could still, put the Mac on.
Well, hold on.
Let's not get nobody in trouble. Nobody gets in trouble here on this show.
Nah, I'm not going to get in trouble, man. And y'all will learn that I'm an open book. I'm pretty blunt. I say whatever. So.
He is pretty blunt. I mean, you just got to listen to the music. And that's what we're getting at now. So let's get to this. Basically, like, from the beginning, like, where did you start? When did you know, number one, where are you from?
I'm from here in Houston, man. Born and raised. I'm from South Park.
South Park?
Went to Worthing High School.
Worthing.
I'm from Houston. I went to Virginia for a little bit, though. After high school, went to the Navy.
Wow. Thank you for serving. Seriously, man.
Oh, man.
I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
You know what I'm saying? Did that. No problem. It was my pleasure. It was rough. I really did it for a check and some school.
Was it worth it? The check in the school, was it worth it?
It was worth it, man. Funny story, man. I remember being in the room and the commander was like, "Why'd you come?" And I was like, "It was for education." He asked other people too. They was like, "Education." He was like, "Y'all know why y'all came?" He was like, "Why?" "To die." I was like, "Hey, he's got a point."
Oh.
And I went and bought some cigarettes after that and started smoking for a little bit.
Wow.
But anyways, no, it worked out because I'm alive.
That's
I'm
sobering.
I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like, let me get this in perspective for y'all.
You came here to die.
Okay. That was heavy.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was in Virginia, and I always wanted to do music. I've always loved music and producing and things like that. So while I was in the military, I started producing for guys, and then also after producing for guys, I met other people who were doing music that were connected to people in the industry. And became really good friends with this cat named BJ, who happened to be the manager for the Money Making Jam Boys, which was Black Dot.
Yep.
I
listened to that album.
So we
MMJ,
we became really good friends. And then me and Chuck North became really good friends out of that situation. And also Stally. Y'all know Stally is
luxurious beard.
That's my brother.
The Houstonian that's not from Houston.
He
Okay.
drops so much Houston music
Hey,
that I'm like,
he would love to hear this. I'm gonna share it, Stanley.
Oh,
I
please,
told you.
please.
Oh
he's
no,
here.
no.
He drops.
Yeah.
We
so
are both fans. He
much.
put me on Staley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I said this man screws and chops like every song.
Yeah.
Like this man drops so much Houston.
Before
like,
Maybach
Man.
music. That's he put me on.
He loves Houston, man. So
Oh, yeah, we can tell.
and we love him. So getting those relationships, I was like, hey, I got these relationships out of nowhere. Maybe I should be doing this. You know, but no matter how I do it, I just want to do it. Whether I'm managing, facilitating relationships or whatever, I'll just do it. And being a producer, it's hard to get placements. So I was like, I'll just rap on my own shit and I'll just start rapping. So I was a part of a couple groups, but then I released this record called The Gate with Brady Watt and Decap. Brady Watt is Pilot Talk 2. So a lot of the bass on there with Ski Beats, that's Brady Watt. And he's also doing something now called Bass and Bars, which is blowing up. So he's done that, you know, he's worked with DJ Premier and all these people. Also a very good friend of mine.
DJ Premier?
Yeah.
H-Town's own. Well, Prairie View's own.
Yeah,
but still.
Prairie View. But still,
It's the same. It's the same.
It's
We
all the
include
same.
Pimp C, so we can
I'm about
include
to say
him.
it's all
Right.
the same.
I did a record with him and Decap, and music off of there got featured on Vinyl Destination, Jazzy Jazz Vinyl Destination.
Wow.
And so I was just like, yo, man, like after that album, I was like, Boi Dru, this is what I need to be like. Okay, that's it. Like, this is what I'm gonna do. And I did stuff before, and all those people that's been on the show, like Rob, I met them through my journey. But like that album was like, you know, in 2014, I was like, okay, I'm going to do it this way. You know.
So
what
wait a
I'm saying?
minute then. Before the Navy, you had no plans on doing music or anything like that?
I did, man, but I didn't, you know, it's Houston. Okay, this is 2003. This is Houston. There is no, like, where could I really go to get on? I'm in South Park. I didn't really do well in high school. I don't want to be in South Park. And I see the white van pull up. I'm like, I'm going to the Navy. I really thought that I would spend the rest of my life there, you know, do 20 years and then get out. So really, music just kind of kept really coming at me. And I just got put in some positions to, like, wake up today and be like, damn, I know a lot of people that I'm like friends with, you know what I'm saying? So it just kind of came about, and then I was just like, yo, man, I want to do this. I'll do it full time. I'll take a chance.
But even with that and being in the Navy, did you play an instrument? Well, like, what got you into music?
So,
period.
Well, my dad. Okay, so let's talk about my love for music. I think I see where you're going with that. My dad is a music major, even though he's a teacher now. He teaches like economics and shit like that. But he's a trumpet player, and music has always been a big part of my life. So we didn't just listen to, you know, soul music, of course, like Earth, Wind and Fire, Gap Band, things like that. We listened to the Eagles, ZZ Top, classical music. I mean, you name it. Anything that sounded good, that was good. All the Motown stuff. I got a plethora of things up in my head that I listen to, or just people that I've always been a fan of. So Sunny 99.1, that's your fault, because we would just like ride home after school listening to that, and I would just be like, oh, I like Bonnie Raitt. That's dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a jam that. Okay. And so I just loved music. I really wanted to make music, but, you know, I couldn't play an instrument. So what is the way to channel the artistic expression in our generation? Is rap, it's hip hop. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. You know, let me try to do that. And I've always loved hip hop too. I mean, I remember listening, you know, as a little kid to NWA, Fuck the Police, and all that. And my dad coming in telling my sister to turn it off. Dr. Dre, the Dr. Dre album, The Chronic, and, you know, Tribe Called Quest, all that. So it's so much going on in my head that when I finally realized I want to make music, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. You know, it's gonna be hip hop. That's gonna be the genre. But, you know, I want to make the music. I want to produce it. You know, so when I was like in the 9th grade, I had like a Yamaha, but they had like the DJX Yamaha keyboard.
I know which one that is.
The keyboard.
Yeah, terrible sound.
And yeah, terrible. But you had like 4 tracks you could work with, and then that's kind of like where I started. And so I was just doing that, and I perfected that. At first, my beat sounded sort of like Chronic 2001, because I wanted to be Dr. Dre so bad.
Didn't we all?
Yeah, I wanted to be him so bad.
I did the same.
And so then I just went from there, and, you know, just perfected it. Got in the Navy, and, you know, now this is the age where we're coming out of analog, We're really getting out of analog and we're really going digital.
Yeah.
So things are just kind of hazy as far as how, you know.
0506.
Yeah, like, okay, you know, should I get the MPC or should I get Reason? Reason comes out now. I'm like, oh, Reason, this is digital. I could just get in there. I could load the sounds up.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It was like, I was like a kid in a candy store from that point. So, you know, just kind of went from there. You know, led me up to that point. I started producing around that time. And like I said, again, Navy, got out the Navy, came back to Houston and put my foot on the gas.
So were you using Reason at that time?
In the Navy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was using Reason up until I came back to Houston. And then I would say probably 2013 I started using Native Instruments machine.
Okay. Native Instruments.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
That's, dope. Yeah. And so, but now I'm at a place though where I'm just like, okay, hook up Pro Tools, let's bring it all together, you know, live instruments and all that. I'm leaving some pieces out too because actually before I came back to Houston, there's a guy named Brad Rosenberg who's a friend of mine who was happened to be a friend of Chad from the Neptunes. So
I was wondering because you're in Virginia.
Yeah.
So I'm like, who do you run into from Virginia? Missy,
yeah, definitely ran.
Neptunes,
you can
anybody
hear
like
a Neptune. Yeah.
Definitely ran into Chad, man, a couple times, and so I got to hear how he produces by himself.
Oh my gosh.
So I heard a lot of unreleased stuff. I'm not gonna get in trouble for saying that, but I heard a lot of unreleased stuff, and so that's when I started working with musicians. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make some beats in the box in the DAW, and then I'll bring some musicians to play over top, and I like how that sounds. So really, I spent a lot of this time, man, just perfecting my craft and learning the terrain of the industry because it has changed so much.
It really has in the past 15 years.
Yeah,
it's totally different.
It's been changing, man. So
what would you say is the biggest thing in your mind that's changed, and how have you kind of gotten around it, or how have you worked with it?
The biggest thing is it is now on me. It is all on me. I just need a budget. I need to see how to maximize my budget or take the money that I make from what I'm doing and make more money from that. And what I mean by it's all on me is I can now walk into the studio. I can record a song. I can mix and master that song in the same place. Honestly, I'm sorry I spit it. But I can mix and master that song in the same place. I can distribute it the same day. I can on all outlets. I can put it on SoundCloud. I can release my own merch. I am everything that the label is for myself. All I need is a budget. I'm a walking label who needs a budget. And to me, today, that couldn't have been said probably even 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of. I mean, maybe, but you still needed to get stuff printed up. You still need to go here and there. I mean, you really don't. I mean, that's why the blog is not even like a big deal anymore. Remember, people was born up on blogs.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I can put it all out. And so now, since that's a thing, you must constantly create content. So as artists, we have a different beast that we're handling right now. You should drop. You know, for myself, my goal is an EP a month, maybe something every 2 weeks. But you will see the difference in, interaction, crowd interaction. Even people that don't know who you are, you know, those playlists will change on Spotify and iTunes. Like, you'll see streams go up. I mean, this is some form of operant conditioning, I feel, because what it is, you know, what the system is telling you is we need content creators to provide content. Yeah. If you provide content, that's the key to this. If you provide content, people will pay attention to you, but you have to work for it. And a lot of people miss that shit, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Divides the men from the boys.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that is one of those things now, because we're at the point now where it's just a constant level of, that's the job, that's the work that you legitimately have to put in, where you will see people that have great content, but they're like, okay, I drop every 3 years.
Right.
And one of those people, and you'll see people who I would say their content might not be as acclaimed, but they're like, yeah, but I put out something every Tuesday. I put out something twice a week. I put out something every other day. And at a certain point, you're just kind of like, well, I mean, you see what we look at. Like, you know, you pick up your phone. There's certain people that it's almost like, well, I need to go see if they drop. I need to go see if they put something out. I need to go see that. So, you know what? Let's actually look at some of your content. You had like an animated like freestyle type thing. Like you animated a video or the video was animated. Like, what were your thoughts behind like let me do an animation? I just thought it just looked cool to me.
This looks awesome. Your mouth moves like that Apple what is that emoji thing that they do?
Yeah,
It's
man.
hilarious.
Shout out to Twin Network who did that for me.
Yeah.
I'm building a universe, and as a matter of fact, usually when I look at that, when I'm in the studio and I work, I look at a screen